So, no, it's still, we're still messing around with this form here. That could be, you can have it like this. Oops. What's going on here? Can't even type. And have it like that. You know, imíša, adding in someone's name. It's asking what is he doing? What is he or she doing? Depending on who you're talking about. You know, you can spend a lot of time on this. Just asking what a person is doing, like in the now. You know, what is like imíša Josh, imíša Mercedes, imíša Annie, imíša Dautelich, imíša John. You know, what is he doing? What is she doing? And it's still just all ties into using it in this way, adding in the word in there in the blank. Now I can't remember all the words that we went through actually last week. Annie, maybe you got a list of words that we went through last week?
Damien, do you have? I sent out the notes. I could add that in the chat if you'd like.
And was in the notes, all the list of words?
Yep, I believe the second page.
When was it? When did you send it out? Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
Monday, or was it yesterday?
No, it was Monday.
Okay.
If you need me to, I can drop them in the chat.
I just need the list right now so I can type them up and we can add to it. I just want to know what.
Do you want me to read them out?
Yeah, please, would you?
Okay. Qinu.
Yeah, so.
No. Kútkut. Ititama or titama. Subsequent.
Oops.
Chu.
I think a chew. Oops. Chew.
Tukwata.
Yeah, that's when that makes its appearance. Tukwata.
Amik.
Meek.
Shapyach.
Shapyach.
Ikik.
Ikik.
Ich.
Ich.
Wapya.
Wapya.
Wisk.
Whisk.
Wappa.
Actually, that with that one, I said wappa. It's it would have the. What See on it.
Me.
Knee, to make, actually. Knee.
Oh, no. Me isn't to do, but me we
Oh,
could
me.
add as well.
Yeah. Actually, I'll just leave that one out. Me. That's from asking the question. Me. Misha.
Kūnaitī.
Wow. 90.
Tkūi.
Kiwi?
Tkūi, to play.
Kiwi.
Sinwi.
Sinwi.
Then Shapawaichti.
Oops. Shapawaichti.
Tiwi, to fight.
Kiwi.
Tuti. And Khni.
Knee. Dig. Nisha. Ichnisha. So, actually, that's a pretty long list. I didn't realize I had put that many words on there. So, Misha John or Ikinusha Kakyana. Looking at the birds. Kútkutsha is working. So all these words in here will fit in the blank. Ititamasha. Isubsequasha. Ichusha. No, it's just fill in the blank. Where half of these are, I would say, they're almost on the lines of incomplete phrases. No, Ikinusha. Okay, he's looking. No, at what? No, he's just being all creepy, just looking at people, staring at me. Kútkutsha. That one's no, it's actually all on its own. No, he's working. No, leave him alone. Don't bother him. Tamasha. He's reading. He's counting. Studying. Isubsequasha. He's teaching. I misspelled that too. Dang it. Subsequent. Ichusha. He's drinking. We don't know if he's drinking to be partying, or he's drinking water, or he's drinking tea or coffee. We don't know. He's just drinking. Tkwatasha. He's eating. Imíša. He's peeling. Same with Shapyaksha. Ikiksha. Ikiksha. I don't know, Dautosh, could that be left? Could that ikik be left in there as it is, just added given that it's there? Ikik, could it be ikiksha, or would it be ikiksha?
That's one of those. I think we were kind of discussing that in our BMCC class. What was that? Like how a glottal might become a placement in what was that word, Jonathan, that we had in there? E something, and it was like there was already an E in there to begin that word.
There's Iyasha was one of them, and what we had taught in the class was not to add a glottal and not to add the E, but I guess that's sort of the question here, if we should do that. But we had said...
It's almost like titama. I've heard it both ways, titama and ititama.
I think it just meeked. Meeked is a word by itself. Pretty sure meeked, like for scraping.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just, so meeked, there's no need to add no glottal or anything like meeksha, apach, or meeksha, whatever, chnitna.
Yeah, I was talking about
Ow,
keek,
ow,
like like keek.
Oh,
Keek.
yeah. Aui, ikik. I guess it would kind of have to go in there. Aui ikiksha.
So that would be
Yeah.
the glottal would be in the ikik.
Yeah, or
Ikiksha.
I think if you were telling to somebody to, maybe clean ikikenk, if you're telling somebody or whatever, ikikenk. Oh, so it kind of depends. Mishi ikiken.
Yeah. Okay.
It just kind of gets kind of sometimes puzzling, but we don't want at the same time overthink it.
So it looked like that.
Ikiksha, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Same with ich is different. Ich is it's ichsha. Same thing. Ichsha. Iwapyasha. Iwisksha. Somebody that may have trouble with that. Iwisksha. Yeah. She's sewing or he's sewing. Iwapasha. Weaving. She's weaving. Kunaitisha. Walking. Iwisha. Playing. Isinwisha. Shapa waichtisha. Itiwisha. Itutisha. Ichnisha. So to kind of go on the lines of where that like even actually that's tmaaní, pick berries. So you got itmaanisha. No, I'm not getting these things in order, but it's quite not a Q, tkʷáynp, okay, tkʷáynp. I think we're having a T on there, make it the hunt, but you keep a quaint. Now how you say, now how you spell hunt? Quaint. Dautelich.
Itquayn. See, that's always itquayn. I'm not sure if it's with the N or M. Itquaynpsha. I think it's itquaynpsha. Itquaynpsha.
Quine.
Yeah. Itquaynpsha. As you hear that real subtle letter P and then itquaynpsha.
Yeah.
I was going to add that's what they have in the dictionary, what Fred has said. It does sound like an M when you say it. Usually that's the case when people say N's that are next to a P sound.
Itquaynpsha. It's funny because the name of quimps, it derives out of this word.
Yeah.
Original last name apparently was quaint.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Yeah.
they
So.
spell it with the M, letter M.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it quaint. he's hunting. And I don't know, I've heard so many different names on different words on this. But if you're, this is how I remember hearing someone. No, núsuxi. No, that's what they're getting. That's this. No, that's what they're out for. Núsuxi, getting fishing for salmon. And that's just a I would say most I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's just that you're just describing the fish and what you're doing. You're salmoning. So what you actually translate, you're fishing for salmon. In general. No, the translation sounds funny. You're being a salmon, but you're actually you're fishing for salmon, and even a lot of times when they're talking about the other ones that would be doing it, like again the sturgeon, ílak. They're fishing for sturgeon. Actually, that'd be their goal, would be to just get steelhead. It wouldn't be anything else.
On that same line, reading an old story that that was in my uncle's writing, that an elder by the name of Walter Pond had talked about, and he was talking about the Chinese when they were mining for silver in some of the areas south of Pilot Rock, way down there. They were they were pitiful, but then the way that he referred to what they were doing, because they were mining, he said tkວáynp. That was interesting to read that, how that they used that word that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making money.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a lot of times when we're talking about things like that you add that we or e to the end of that word, it'd be what you're doing. Like aykʷišána, you're working for money. aykʷišána. That's what you're looking for money. It's very much what you're doing. Mining.
Can you do this for other things you might go out and get? Like, let's say you wanted to talk about hunting deer. Could you say yamashíṣáš?
Yeah, I've heard that one. It was just there's something that that I mainly heard when they're telling us kids growing up, what our uncles were doing. Yamashíṣá. Getting their. It sounded funny when you first hear it. You understand what they're being deer. They're acting like Yamash. No, it's they're getting deer. That's what they're getting at. They're hunting for deer, and that's where a lot of even if you even get stuck about in English. Actually, English was a good one that our cutlers would actually use it like this. Asking man, right? They would ask when they get together, my cutla and her and Nana, the Lasayat, who it asked, you know, mani wala khalas? Oh, itawnisha. Oh, itawnisha. You know, she's in town. She's shopping, doing town things in town, either paying bills or getting groceries. You know, things you do in town. Itawnisha. And that's where the thing of schoolisha is taken right straight from English school. You know, you're Misha, schoolishash. You know, I'm in school, I'm doing the school thing. I'm schooling. Where that comes from? Straight from English, schooling. So towny, same thing. You're taking straight from English, add an e to the end of it. Towny, schooly. And it happens if you just get forgetful on some words, you know. Even like wakisha, wakishash. can't remember the word for walk, but you still want to try to practice using the the words. You know, wakishash. You know, like, what's the word for walk? I can't remember. So waki, adding that e to the end of it, and it's and it works with the past tense. But just remember when you're dealing with the past tense, you add that, you have that e to the end. You're talking about ya, like towny yash, waki yash. I walked. I did. Was in town. Those types of things, and that's combining English and our language together with those itawnisha. Just adding the e sound to the English word, and that's where you fill in the blank. Now so we got chni, we had chni, tmaaní, tkʷáynp, and núsuxi. I just put núsuxi, but there's a lot of different terms actually for fishing. Actually, there words for fishing with a hook, fishing with a pole, net, dip net. It's just a gill net. It's so many terms just on fishing. It's like this is just a flat out. Is getting salmon. It's the thing. Núsuxi, núsuxisha. It's getting the fishing for salmon. Now, were there any other words that could be added that we haven't, that's not in here? Mercedes, Annie, or Josh. Now this is talking in the third person, asking what's so and so doing. Misha. Something that you could use on a regular basis, on a day-to-day basis.
Misha Damien, he's writing.
Tíma. Timasha. And go off on that. Wiyátima. That's texting. Wiyátima. Wiyátimasha. He's texting away over there. Don't know who, but he's texting away.
The building sweat.
Is it a yai?
Yeah.
Yai? Would it be wiyáita or wiyáitwisha?
Wiyáita.
Wiyáita.
I've heard Atwaatleen, George, he would say, huya. Seemed like I remember hearing her say that. Mishnim huyacha. She'd say it like that. It was different dialect that she would say. But huyaich.
Huya. Huyaich. We're gonna run out of time here, guys. So just let you know, I hope you guys got some of these terms down. You should try to save it. So given that whole list of words, asking about imíša. We had wiyátima added to it. Those are the last ones. I remember kúuki, íkwáynp. And actually, this is one straight from English too. Kúuki, actually.
So what do you do when it ends in an E sound in English like that? You don't add anything? It's still just kúuki?
Like it's saying kúukisha.
Okay, cool.
But this is how it would be cooking. Kúuki.
Oh, I thought it was the word cookie.
No, this is
Okay.
cook.
Cook.
This is
E.
for to cook. I mean, this is taken straight from English.
Okay.
Kúuki. Kúukisha. Cooking.
Tuni lusha. Akumunnes cooking hash, nes malaitin hachush, akunes luncha chushna. When I boil water, I burn the water.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Burn. Ilusha. Wouldn't that take two U's? Ilusha.
Yeah, lusha.
Lusha. That's like burn something. Ilusha ilkwas. Burning wood. Ilusha.
Na lushas quina.
Yeah. Wait, huh?
Burning daylight.
Yeah. Yeah. Lushana the squid. Burning daylight. Cook.
I'm not sure this fits talking about like what we do regularly, but we had a question last night, me, Fred, and Gretchen. Damien, do you know a word, tamášɨmluu?
Tamášɨmluu?
Yeah, tamášɨmluu.
What did that imply? Oh, that had to do with mudbath, right?
Yeah, to take a mud bath.
Yeah. Tamášɨmluu.
I think that was last night we were talking about it.
Tamášɨmluu. Who wants to roll around
Oh no, that was Monday. That was Monday.
Wants to let's be like pigs. tamášɨmluu.
I don't know. Claire wants to open a mud bath spa now that we've talked about it.
Yeah,
We're going to use the termites that's out in front of the school out there for the mud bath now instead.
Yeah. I'll na tamášɨmluu. Actually, let's do that. Whoops. Is that shum or shum?
Yeah, with the barred eye like that. Shum.
Tamášɨmluu. Tamášɨmluu. Rolling around in the mud, just bathing in the mud. Misha. Josh. Oh, tamášɨmluu. Actually, it'd be one U, actually, I think. Tamášɨmluu. Rolling around in the mud, playing in the mud, mud bathing. Tamášɨmluu. Yeah, tkʷáynp, núsuxi, wiyátima, tíma, kúuki, making sweat. What else do we do?
We have two.
Chu. Inchusha. You're sleeping. Shawau.
Tawq.
Tawq. Tell me what tawq.
Sleeping in.
Oh yeah.
Oversleep, sleeping in.
Yeah. Shawau tawq. Itawq. Haminwa.
Yowit.
Actually, that would be a Q. Tawq. Itawq.
Tawq slaya.
Oh man.
And yeah, I kind of go off on what what Doubtlish was going over with his students this morning. That adding that sa to it, kúuki sa, makes them the person that of that in chusla, someone that is always sleeping. Chusla, tawq, always oversleeps all the time. They say you're gonna wake up at 6 o'clock and then wake up at 9 or 10 every day. Tawq always oversleeps, oversleeper. Kútkut, sinwi, tkʷáynp would be a hunter. Chni would be a digger. What would actually, I don't know, I just can go back to that, go back to the word. What would be the Tautliks? What word would you best use to just say he's a fisherman?
Well, if they're using a fishing pole, then I think it's what's ílak, and I think with the pole, yeah, what's ílak, and then with the dip net, I think it's twalut tawus or twalut, so it would probably be twalu sla, maybe. I'm not really sure on that one, but what's ílak is like a fishing. Grew up with that word, what's ílak, auna what's ílak atasha. Or we would just say, auna what's ílak sha. We're going to go fish now. And that would be, for trout.
Mm-hmm. So it just depends on the type of the method you're using, either the pole or the net.
Yeah, and it seemed like that. I think that's because of the pole being twa. Then when you're using a pole to dip down, twalusha, so twalusla.
Yeah.
Like. So in that sense that you were saying earlier, like about that one, maybe that's a salmon fisherman, núsuxi, that could be a way too, or I think that's sometimes the possibilities of our language is like when we're able to add like this sla, to some of our terms.
Mm-hmm.
So like if somebody was that was maybe, like what if it was he, she, or it, if someone that was something, or like a dog or a horse or whatever that was mean, pachiwitla.
Yeah. So the dictionary has this word for they use it for fishermen. Lao yalla. So they say yao yalla shla. But the definition for yao yalla is the hook and line, or even with a gaff hook. Lao yalla. And this one here, I was just looking in the dictionary for that. And twaloon is a fish with a dip net, actually. The definition says.
Then for the word for hook itself, kúuki. So like kúuki maybe could be even, be a term. Snagger. Hey.
Yeah, that's a kúuki. Yeah, like with a gaff hook. Gaffer is what does he cue? Kúuki. So kúuki. Ikiaksha. Those things too. You can say that too. Misha. One piece squeaks. Oh, ikiasha. Ikiaksha. Sorry. Ikiaksha. It's a gaffing. Would that make sense like that? Ikiaksha. Itwalusha. He went down. Itwalusha. We can still do that. Sheer spritspa. Or what was that name for kútkut again?
Satachat.
Yeah, satachat.
Satachat pa.
Itwalu sha satachat pa.
I don't know what the word for falls is. I forgot.
Coop.
I know we got it written down.
Coop.
Coop.
Yeah. Side note. Falls. Coop. Like waterfall. Coop.
Yeah. We're probably knocking them out down there.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, there's and a lot of terms just talking about just fishing, on that. And given that, we got tkʷáynp, and it's just hunter, and it's words that go along, that play along with that word, tkʷáynp, like tkʷáynp, hunter. That given that there's so many different words for this one practice, shows that, that we are, that our base, the backbone of our culture is fishing. All the different terms that go along with it, the type of fishing that we do, the dip net, the gill net, pole, gaffing, and just so many different terms that go along with fishing, that there's not really a term to say a fisherman, that they fish with this this type, or fishing in with this manner. Lauyala is a hook and line. Twalu is a dip net. But ílak, I already forgot what that one was. And Totus even said to use that term for that when they're using a fishing pole. But ílak. Yeah. What's ílak? Tapatuk, another term that goes along with it. Those of you that have been down the Lone Pine before and seen them on the scaffolds. Tapatuk, the tapatuk sha.
Itipatun.
Huh?
Oh, I haven't heard that word. I don't even know. What does that mean, Jam? Itipatun.
Oh, when Mom used to say that.
Used to hear Mom say that. Itipatun, or she'd say it in a certain way. Itipatun, kind of like stooping.
Yeah, stooping over, bending over,
Itipatun.
leaning over.
All polite. Getting all polite. Itipatun siya.
I think it depends on the tone.
But
Your voice.
tapatuk is a set net. It's the set net.
Oh,
Tapatuk.
tapatuk.
Yeah. You 511 it's on that page 511 if you're getting a dictionary towards the bottom. under fish. Tapatuk. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the api, the imíša, also with a dip net, also word for using for dip net. Yeah. Tipatuksha.
Totally tipatuk.
Got a visual.
Yeah. Are there any questions? Do you guys have any questions to add on to Mercedes? Do you have any questions? Annie? I'm not sure. You might be driving again. Mercedes. Annie, do you have any questions?
So it's a pretty good list.
Yeah, and this is all we're all talking about in the third person. You know, it's always going to be that way. We always talk about someone else, or we're, what is he doing? Misha. That a lot of times when we're talking, when we're asking about someone, that person is the subject at hand, and that's where all these come into play. We don't have to say their name all over or every time, or it's already been asked. Like Misha, John. Oh, he in Chusha. No, we don't have to say his name because he's already a topic. We already know who we're talking about. That all these are all in the third person. We're all talking about someone else. We're all asking about someone else. Actually, asking about someone else. Not the e and sha. These words go into play. They play in there. That none of these words change. These are the base words for the action. None of it really changes. Spelling doesn't change. Sound doesn't change. Chusha, tawqumsha, watsilaksha, twalusha, lauyalasha, kiaksha, tapatuksha. It's fishing with the with the set net.
Tiklisha.
Good.
Tiklisha.
Not a
Teaching.
sound.
Pizza.
Shapatwani pizza. Yeah, so a lot of these things are just you can add in the English in the kúukisha, like I heard Amya in the back, making pizza. Oh, misha Amya, oh, kúukisha pizza. Been there. Ilusha, bishopis. Those burning leaves. A bishopis, burning leaves. Tamášɨmluu. Tamášɨmluu. Amchnepa. Outside. Taking a mud bath outside. Chusha. Smaspa. Smas is the word for bed. Smaspa. Bed. Or you can mishimisha John. Oh, áykʷ, smaspa. That's where it gets into more. Still in bed. áykʷ.
I'm still curious. Well, what would happen if you borrowed an English word that already ended in an E sound? Like, what if you wanted to say, he's making spaghetti? E spaghetti sha or e spaghetti isha?
You'd still have to add it in there.
Okay, spaghetti E. Okay.
Yeah. He's spaghetti isha. He's making spaghetti. Like, what? He's spaghetti isha.
Sai
Yeah, sai wakushisha. This is making the worms. The spaghetti's like, well, it's a wakus, sai wakus.
I didn't learn these kind of words until I got down to Billyville and Georgeville, Goldendale. I start learning these different ways that that elders would say, like sai wak, or this tkūtkut, spaghetti or even rice, maybe, because of. But
Well, we didn't have because we don't have R's. It sounded really gross when they'd say it when they're talking about rice and say lice. My name lice. Like, ew. Who's got lice? Who's got bugs? But that was just how it is, because we don't have R's in our language. So the R's a lot of times would turn to L's. So a lot of times we have Mishnah.
Imin kasa awacha pamin sinuit for donuts. Mishnah Aksha. But don't say it.
Oh.
That'll be tilaki, what?
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of we'll save that for another day. The word for donut. when we start naming off food, that's when we'll go off from there. But yeah, so I hope this was helpful. That way we can continue on. That when we're talking about a lot of these questions, these icebreakers. They all start with no matter what or where or what we're doing. Mishnah. No, how are you? You go on to Mishiwa. No, how is she? Or how is he? Mishiwa. Then you can add on. Then it goes into the blanks. Add in the blank after it. Mishnah Anawi. All these different things that go along. But then it always goes on to when you're. Oops. Dang it. Why can't this? Leave me be. I'm sorry, I'm trying to navigate 3 screens here. Mishnah Misha, what are you doing? Then it goes back to what we were just going over. Mishi Misha, what is he doing, or what is she doing? What is it doing? You can be that, be that literal in your using describing the it, if you want to. Mishi Misha, Mishnah Misha, and that's where all the shash comes in. Kúuki shash, lushash, inchushash. Well, I don't think you're gonna answer when you're sleeping. Tawq shash, I'm sleeping in. No, khnishash, tkʷáynp shash, núsuxi shash, tmaaní shash, lawyala shash, tkʷálu shash, ílak shash, kúuki shash, tapatuk shash. All those things under what you're doing. And then you move on to the what we were working on, Mishi Misha. And that's where the shash, that last part drops off, and there's sha at the end. The kúuki sha, ilusha, tamášɨmluu sha, inchusha, inchusha, tawq sha, wiyátima sha, tkୱାlu sha, lawyala sha, kúuki sha, tapatuk sha. All this E, we're talking about that person, Mishi Misha, whoever that is in there. Are there any questions? Any questions?
In that sense of like sometimes the tone, and sometimes it's almost like I was still envision, the elder ladies or whatever, Misha, Misha, Mishnah, Misha, and that's how like how the coyote stories would get told with a lot of emphasis in those. And I remember hearing what was his name, Larry George, just kind of really emphasizing how he used a language like that, especially for baby talk even.
Mm-hmm.
And like how just like Mishnah, or Mishua, and Mishnah, Misha, Misha, so just encouraging you guys, you students, that add a little character.
Yeah, and add feeling to it. We don't have to just keep our questions like totally monotone. Mishnah moi, just be more casual. How are you? Yeah, you can be all pissy that day, maybe. Mishnah moi. Or like how we said Mishnah Misha. First to be pretty calm. Mishnah Misha. What are you doing? To like Mishnah Misha, turn into like, the hell are you doing?
Shush.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the whole feeling and the attitude of it totally changes with how you use it, how you express it. Just like we do in English. We add these other words in there, but it's just how you say it. Nah, Misha. Oh man, now what's that guy up to? It's all feeling. It's all feeling. Try not to be monotone with it. Use it. Actually use it in there. Yeah, because I expressed that with my Nikawi students also. So yeah, they get into it where they're ask them, no, Mishnah, you got their attitudes are in it. It's like, oh, okay. Or they'll say, I know Ishash, miss lunch again. So yeah. Any questions? Any questions? That yeah, Mishnah Mwa, Mishiwa, Mishnah Misha, and Imíša are really common questions I actually remember growing up hearing a lot. That's with us growing up. And back then, we didn't have to really use each other's name. We point at each other or ask. It was always there. Mishiwa? No? Pachiwa? Ipachiwisha. Ischaksha.
Hey, took any such tkut. Mad about today.
Yeah, what are you mad about today?
Okay.
Okay, no questions. I hope this was helpful. That just adding on to this this portion, given that a lot of our language is based on actions, on what we're doing. How we conduct ourselves in the day, the things that we do. Even when we say we're doing nothing, we're actually doing something. We're listening, we're talking, we're learning, we're starving, we're thirsty. All these different things we don't realize that how much we actually do in a day. That we actually sit down and take the chance to sit and go through from the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep in one day. What do we do? And this list is actually it's pretty big, given that that's what things that we do in a day. And I hope that some of you try to use this with your kids or any family member or friend, that way you can try to get somewhere with it. I have hope for us here, what we have here, and I have hope for my Nikawi students also, that they try and use it also. And same with Tautlik, he's doing what he can do, what he can. But as a program here, we're trying to do what we can. Even with our outside teachers, thank you all. Even Amyat, Shamash.
Good, Miss.